I am noticing that my latency's bouncing around a little bit, so please let me know if I do blink.
Same for the 84.
You have to get your stuff ironed out?
Nope. Yeah, I'm trying to get Max out of his race, so I can use the full 1 megabit upload per second.
We got the Evan Williams whiskey truck behind the Whiskey Helps truck.
Good luck, everybody, especially the guys who are starting all the way in the back.
You too, Evan.
Someone just went off track.
Sorry, everybody. My entire screen went black.
David, I think that one was on me. I'm not sure, but sorry about that, dude. Also forgot to mention we may have an open track mic tonight. Pace car turn one, pace car turn one. Come on in, Chris.
Man, Christian, me and you were moving, and then my entire screen went black.
Yeah, I got to give it to you, man. I seen you start blinking and then saw you go down to the apron, so good on you for that.
Yeah, I just pulled it left, and I was like, I hope I'm not about to launch back into the track.
Hey, you guys all did an excellent job of avoiding me while I was on my lid. Thank you very much.
You juked me out there, Jeff.
Lucky dog on the outside.
I'm just going to pull down to the apron now because I'm going to have to let a lot of y'all pass me.
My latency's starting to go up there. If it stays bad, I'm going to get going, but I'll let everybody go by.
Hey, Medlin, just want to let you know I'm kind of jealous of your paint.
Why?
I want one.
I'll hook you up one of these days.
You weren't clear.
Next car will be in turn 1. Backing it down, turn 1.
Medlin, did you just miss a shift or something?
Say again?
Did you miss a shift or something? Because you just out of nowhere had like no speed.
13. I'm supposed to be behind the 31.
Lucky dog coming high. Lucky dog coming high.
Sorry, Daniel. You good?
Good save.
If you don't know how to fuck.
That's right.
Hey, don't slam on the brakes, man.
Man, that was about to be a fun race if I went green between the three of us, I think.
Patron one, backing it up.
Lucky dog coming high. Lucky dog coming high.
I got a 99 passing under yellow. I just entered the pits, and the lucky dog hadn't made it around all the way up.
Yeah, I know it was an accident, but still an apology would have been nice. What the hell is that? That wasn't intentional. Was it 16? You went up 63. You came down in the mid.
Pace car's in one.
Pace car middle of backstretch.
Pace car's about to lap us. Oh, we're waiting for the 5.
5's got damage. Catch the field.
We're gonna make it up here fun.
Hopefully.
Have a black flag clear passing on the yellow.
Lucky dog.
The 56 passing under the yellow. Black flag.
Lucky dog coming high. Lucky dog coming high. Lucky dog coming high.
I watched the replay. Was it lap 27 to 21? I came up into you. Sorry, buddy.
Can I 92 black flag clear for? I don't know why I have a hold. Entering close pit, but I got a drop to the end for that.
That's on me. That's 100% on me.
Hey, Christian.
Pace turn 1.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, number 12, when there's wrecking, you don't have to gun it to make it through the gap. You have a brake pedal. Just for future incidents.
Lucky dog coming around high.
100% my apologies, Ron. I will take that EOL race control. I tried to avoid the 90 whatever and hit him.
What's the pace speed?
65.
Sorry, Mark. I was checking my black box. I'm coming.
It's all good.
Sorry, Danny.
That's some pretty aggressive driving for this early in the race.
I personally feel like that's partly because everyone's got so many sets of tires and they're on new sets, so they feel they can go as hard as they can. There's no tire saving thought in there.
Y'all go past me. I'm dropping down, just waiting for pits to open. I have no control over my car.
That's where
the strategy comes into play.
I know why. There is no strategy when you have 4 sets of tires. Well, 5 in total.
Makes good racing, though.
This is good racing. We're on how many cautions now?
Yeah, if you like a caution every 3 laps.
To be fair.
Hey, Christian, I finally made it back to you, and on the same lap as you.
Heck yeah. Good to see you.
Yeah, man. Only took, half the race.
I was on my lid at lap 10.
On by 98.
Thank you, Christian. You're the man.
You're welcome.
Good avoidance there, everybody.
I got the inch.
That truck snapped way more than I wanted it to when I pulled off the wall.
Thanks a lot, 12. Now I can see why the 12 still has a rookie license.
I give up. Y'all can have it.
Pace truck in one or pace truck in one?
Sorry, Hunter, did not mean to block you.
You didn't block me. You were sideways. I just got out of it.
I was pushing super hard trying to stay in front of you.
And for some reason, I spotted it and told me we were 3 wide until, like, I already saw the front fender of John, and I was like, holy.
I got to keep you on your toes, buddy.
Lucky dog coming high.
My spotter keeping me on the toes this race, not telling me anything. John, I think you brought a cone with you.
Did I really?
I don't know if it was netcode or what, but I saw a cone on you.
Commitment line violation.
No kidding.
Just for me rubbing the wall a little bit, I got 21 seconds worth of damage.
Record in one.
I was gonna go so fast down Brian's inside.
Fuck my life, this is bullshit.
How about you? Lucky dog going high, lucky dog going high.
Who's the current points leader?
It is Jeff Dinda, then I am second in points, you are third in points, Dylan, and then Christian Clark is fourth in points.
It's almost like Edwin has been rehearsing that all night.
I have been, because we are separated by 7 points.
How many points?
Only 7 points, and just so you know, Dylan, if we were to finish how it is right now, you would not become the points leader, I would.
Oh, don't worry, I plan on winning this thing.
So do I.
I've seen internet error messages I never saw before tonight.
You're not the only one, man. I've been getting latency and a whole bunch of issues. I never have internet issues.
You must have the same internet service provider.
Hell, maybe we got the same provider.
Nice move, 21.
Nice save, I got.
What the fuck?
I was definitely the Edwin.
Hey, Damon, do a chat ban for the 66. That's 6-6. Oh, sorry, I gave you the wrong person. Not 66, 62. I'm dyslexic. I apologize. Hey, 62, can I get where I'm supposed to be?
Hey, 5, how much damage I got back there? Right rear's beat up pretty good. Copy, thank you. Outside swell.
Sorry, Dylan. The guy in front of me disappeared. That scared me.
All good.
I got barely any steering. I'm sorry if I hit anybody. I'm trying to stay away from the world.
Good race, Tom. Good race. Good win, John.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, God.
And the rest of the field's coming to pit lane. You got to be careful when you do that. Hey, Albert, sorry about that second contact. The truck snapped loose again after Edwin and I made contact.
Hey, Dylan, I was upset because I thought you drove it in on me, but now that I look at it, you were hugging the white line, and I definitely was coming down on you. So I'm sorry about that.
Okay, man. I was just like, God damn it. There's a little bit of net code too, which doesn't help, but we definitely would have made contact no matter what.
Oh, yeah, it was happening. I mean, I was kind of trying to pinch it down too, but I inside because I would have beat you on the outside with momentum. So I
Good evening, DES race fans. Good evening, Jeff in the booth with me tonight. We're at Pocono with the Premier guys. This is going to be a great race. What do you think, Jeff?
Love this track. It was actually the first track Max and I went to watch a real NASCAR event, and the tricky triangle is amazing. I love it. It's going to be a fun race to watch.
Absolutely, and if anybody can handle it, it's these Premier guys. We got 80 laps tonight. And Jeff, if you would, go ahead and take us through this starting lineup.
All right, we will do. And just a little note while Damon's getting loaded here. I am having some technical difficulties tonight, which means my son will also be having some technical difficulties. But if I have any issues during a broadcast, I will switch to my phone where I've got crisp, clear internet. And these guys are gridding up. We're just waiting for Damon, our producer, to pull up so we can run these names off. Row 1, we have John Crosby starting in first. Surprise, surprise. And Judson Curtis starting in P2. Row 2, we have Max Dinda and Mark Holloway. Row 3, we have Jamie Howell, one of our Lucky Dog winners in the 002. And right beside him, guess what? We have another Lucky Dog. All right, John Crosby, row 1. Judson Curtis, row 2. Or, sorry, P2. Row 2, I believe we have Max Dinda and Mark Holloway. We've got some lucky dogs coming up next row. Row 3, Jamie Howell and Tom Ringer, both in our last race, finishing the top 3. They get the golden tickets, and they will be racing tonight with the Top Dogs. Row 4, we have Thomas Long and Brandon Hidden in a 5 machine. Row 5, we have Ben Kuhn and Sean Dion. Row 6, Brian Sousa and Chuck Burley. Rounding out our qualifiers, those who did indeed pull a qualifying time, John and Geist. Row 7 started 13th.
All right, so we have some great racing action here at Pocono with the DES Premier crew. As was mentioned, we do have a couple of lucky dog winners or lucky golden ticket winners that'll get to race with these Premier guys. We got 80 laps tonight with stage breaks at 15 laps and 30 laps. You know, this is a fun track. This is going to be a great race. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this configuration is one of a kind. Love this track. Turn 1, 2, and 3 are all unique and present some different challenges. It can be pretty exciting to see how these guys can manage the tricky triangle.
Absolutely, and as you alluded to during the lineup, we've got John Crosby in first, Judson Curtis in second, and John Crosby with a great jump there. Max Dinda right on his door though, pushing for that second place. But you had mentioned before you got some internet problems tonight, and that could also play problems for Max as well.
Yeah, and you know, just a side note, it's our service provider. It's not his fault. Same thing happened to me in the last race. There were periods where it was fine, and periods where when your audio starts cutting out, you know, things are going a little sideways. And you know, Max is taking full advantage. And if I have any issues, I'll jump to my phone so we can continue the broadcast.
Absolutely, John Crosby is up there in first. Max Dinda just right on his door and passing him now as we're saying that. So Max Dinda is going to push for the lead, pushing Crosby into second, Judson Curtis in third, Howell in fourth in the 002, one of our golden ticket winners, Ben Kuhn in fifth. Last week, Ben Kuhn got his first oval win here at DES. That was pretty exciting. A little bit of action back there in the back of the pack as they kind of bumped the wall there for a moment. But Judson Curtis now pushing to make the pass on Crosby.
Yeah, and these guys are you know, sticking together tight. You know, it's funny you mentioned Ben Kuhn. We've had 4 broadcasters get their wins in the last 2 weeks. in DES. So this is Broadcaster Awareness Month, and we're handing out wins to broadcasters.
For sure, for sure. You know, it's great to see the fellow broadcasters get some wins and you know, break the broadcaster curse, if you will. But as we say that, Judson Curtis still pushing on the door of John Crosby, trying to get up behind Max in second place there. You know, they're really doing a good job at the front of this pack, staying together. And, you know, it's putting a lot of pressure on Max because Max is having to defend between two different drivers right now.
Yeah, and I've actually seen him blink once or twice. So hopefully, there's number 3. Hopefully he can hold on to it.
Absolutely. Hopefully he can. Right now, trying to grow that lead between him and Judson Curtis and John Crosby, and get a little bit of air out there to not have to worry about him as much. So the battle between them, you know, should help him to gain a little bit of room there. Jamie Howell right there in the mix too, though, pushing up on the backside of Judson Curtis, trying to make a pass there as well.
There we go. I lost my push to talk there for a moment. Apologize. You know, it's interesting. I was trying to say this earlier. My push to talk wasn't working. This track reminds me a little bit, in some ways, of Indy, and you know, turn 1 and turn 3 here remind me a lot of the exits at Indy, turn 2 and turn 4. I mean, you got to hold that momentum to get a run down those long straightaways.
Absolutely. And while you were getting all that sorted out, we have had a lead change. John Crosby now in first. Judson Curtis going to make the pass on Max for second and pushes Max back into third place. But Max is now back into second, making his way around Judson again. So a tight battle right now going on for first, second, and third.
Yeah, just watching our two golden ticket winners. I'll call them lucky dogs too, Mr. Howell and Mr. Ringer, hanging in there in the top 8. You know, I always enjoy seeing guys finishing the top 3 in the previous race and getting to run with these guys here in the Premier Series.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always great to get to watch that. And I gotta make mention too. Thomas Ringer's truck is neon green, much like the green machine that you drive, but his has got more of a metallic sheen to it.
Yeah, I always tell him I love the color of his truck, and he always says, it's the same color as yours. I go, yeah, that's why I like it. But yeah, you know, it stands out, right? Those bright colors, they stand out. I mean, for me, it was always a warning when I first got started. Hey, this is me, you know, stay out of my way. You know, for Tom, it's more like, hey, I'm back here. I'm looking to make some moves here later in a run.
Yeah, sure is. I mean, he's letting people know, hey, I'm here.
And, you know, quick shout out to Tom. I mean, he's one of those guys. He's great at saving. I watch him a lot, study some of the better drivers. He's one of those fuel guys, one of those tire saving guys, you know, kind of like Brandon Hinton. Sometimes, you know, Todd Perron, some of these other guys, they save a little, and at the end of the race, you know, they always move forward.
Yeah, saving is definitely a technique that is learned, and after you learn it, then you perfect it. But you know, these guys right here in the Premier Group, they do a very good job of it, especially John Crosby. I mean, he'll get up here and he'll run these fast laps, and he will be saving the entire time that he's, you know, running these fast laps up in the front of the pack. Still got a battle going on for second and third between Max and Judson. They are they're really pushing each other hard, but you know, that has given Crosby a chance to just slide out in front and make this the Crosby show for right now.
Yeah, no surprise, right? I mean, John Crosby's leading our point standings. Hunter Davis, who I just realized isn't in the race tonight, Probably had some other things going on. Unless I'm missing the name on the broadcast. Ben Kuhn, Max Stenda, Brandon Hinton, Todd Perront, Chuck Burley ran out the top 7. And it's just, no surprise that John always finds a way out front.
Absolutely. And I was going to allude to the fact that Hunter Davis was not on the track tonight either. He has actually not been feeling well this weekend and elected to not race tonight because of not feeling well.
Yeah, and we do have drops. So, good news for Hunter. One of his current drops is 34 points. So, he'll still gain some. Oh, we got a spin, a wreck in the pits, no caution, single car. I think that's a 67 of Charles Connor.
Yeah, that did look like it was the 67 machine of Charles Connor. Yep, it is.
And
I'm going to get a replay of this.
Yeah, he just bowed out. Looks like the 4 Rat Fink machine. Let's see what happens. I'm guessing he's going to come down a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like he drifted low here, and then Ford drifted high and got into him and just shot him right into the wall inside pit road.
Yeah, that exit, what they just went through so much reminds me of Indianapolis. That exit on 4 of Indy, 3 here, pit lane, it's almost identical, in my mind.
It is a lot alike. Judson Curtis has now made his way into a sole second and pushed a little distance between himself and Max Stenda. John Crosby still leading the race. Ben Kuhn in 4th. Howell in 5th. Mark Holloway in 6th. Brandon Hinton in 7th. Tom Ringer in 8th. Dion in 9th, and Thomas Long in 10th. So our top 10 is got a little bit of spread between them. Do have a couple of battles coming up. Looks like Max is under fire for that 3rd position spot by Ben Kuhn.
Yeah, and a tough break for Charles Connor. He was entering the race. He was 9th in points. We took the top 8 into the playoffs, so that's going to be a tough ding for him for sure.
Absolutely unfortunate break in the long run for the point standings for Charles Connor. He's a very good driver, and I hate to see him go down like that, this early in the race and have to call it a night. We are back with more DES racing action and the Premier League in Pocono. We are 17 laps in, going to be 18 laps around when we go green. Max Stenda staying out on the track. Only one that stayed out, but that's because he pitted just a few laps before we had the stage break. So Max Stenda is currently in first, John Crosby in second, and Ben Kuhn in third. Ben Kuhn with a great exit on pit row to secure that. Howell is in fourth, and Brandon Hinton is in fifth. Ringer, the other Lucky Dog winner, in sixth. Mark Holloway in seventh. Thomas Long in eighth. Brian Sousa has moved up into the top 10 at the ninth spot, and Sean Dion in 10th. And we should be going green here in just a moment as we come around the final turn before the straight.
Yeah, and I believe we had some technical difficulties. The internet seems to be a little crazy tonight, and the pace car is going to come in. We're going to let Jonathan call this as we go green.
Pace car going to drop off. We're going to hit the restart zone, and we have green flag. Max Stenda with a good jump there, getting out in front. But John Crosby, he was right on top of it as well, and going to be sticking right to the back bumper of Max. And then right behind that is Ben Kuhn and Howell making his way, Jimmy Howell making his way right behind Ben. So after that stage break, we're a lot tighter now. And everybody's got to try to make some room. But Max making a pass on John Crosby, and I mean, he just shot around him like a rocket.
Yeah, and I don't know how much we were in and out there with our technical difficulties, but you know, there's going to be some interesting strategy here with some of these guys. Max just pulled off a let's pit early, not go lap down, start from the front. You know, some of these other guys I'm looking at, you know, like Tom Ringer back in ninth, you know, maybe Brandon Hinton in fifth. We're going to see some other interesting strategies playing here.
Absolutely. I'm sure we're going to see some, you know, saving strategies and other strategies amongst that as well. John Crosby is door to door with Max Stenda for first place, making a push and going to try to get around him. He had gotten around him for a moment, and then, like I say, Max shot right by him to get back into first, but John Crosby has now taken first from Max Stenda. I just want to say DRH Racing made a statement a while ago. Turn 1, Trenton. Turn 2, Indianapolis. And turn 3, Milwaukee Mile for the tricky triangle.
Yeah, and it's just so interesting because we were talking about that earlier. We may have been muted. This so much reminds me of Indy, right? And he nailed it. Turn 2 is so Indy. But, I mean, the exits on turn 1 and turn 3 here, like, if you drop momentum on the exit, you are toast on that straightaway.
Absolutely, you know, and that's exactly how Indy plays out is, you know, if you lose any kind of momentum coming out of the curve, you're not going to have anything on the straight. And it can cost you, you know, 3, 4, 5 positions.
Yeah, as we're watching these guys battle up front, I mean, the top 5 are within a second of the leader. You know, then we got a second pack. Mark's got a little bit of a gap, and Sean Dion through Jonathan Geist. You know, we got a couple of guys in the back, probably saving a little bit, you know, feeling things out. You know, it's going to be really interesting as we're already on lap 20. Lap 30 is the stage break to see who pits early, who does what kind of crazy strategy. It's going to be really fun to see.
Absolutely, it is. John Crosby now has a 5/10 of a second lead over Ben Kuhn, who has now passed Max Stenda and worked his way into second. And Ben, proving last week, he's got what it takes to run a fast truck.
And we see, looks like Tom Ringer. It's so easy to spot that green car, right? Pulled a little inside move, maybe trying to break the draft. Draft does play in here for these guys, so, you know, watching these guys stay bumper to bumper or, you know, car or two like behind there, they're picking up some speed, maybe saving a little bit of fuel.
Absolutely, and Howell now putting Max under threat. to make a pass, and Max is just slowly falling backwards.
Yeah, and any of us who have had internet issues can testify. I mean, we just see him blinking out there 2 times in a row. It's tough, man. When you're limited upload speed, you're getting the download, but you're not getting the upload. ISP issues, whatever. It's hard to battle with these guys. But John Crosby's 7/10, 8/10 lead on Ben Kuhn, just pulling away.
He is. He's running a good line right now. He's getting a lot of momentum coming out of the turns into the straights and just growing that lead, and now almost up to a full second over Ben Kuhn.
Yeah, just a little side commentary. Again, we have 2 golden ticket winners, 002 Jamie Howell in 4th, 001 of Tom Ringer in 9th. One of the things I love about this league is, we have different divisions, different races. We have beginners, guys' first races they've ever run. We had one earlier. Shout out to him for giving it a go. Hope he comes back. But these guys are the best of the best, and we've got 2 guys right now who are racing with these guys who earned their way into this race tonight, and it's fun to watch these new guys compete with some of these guys who've been running 5, 6, 7, 8 races here.
Absolutely, it is, and to see Jamie Howell holding 4th position, the way that he is, and just hanging in there and running right behind Max and right in front of Brandon Hinton. I mean, he's in a pack full of the best of the best, and holding his own, and very proud to see that. John Crosby now almost a 1.5 second lead over Ben Kuhn. He is just absolutely dominating right now from that P1 position, and he is not, I don't think he's even paying attention to what's going on behind him. He's just letting them fight it out and taking advantage of it and getting away.
Yeah, and I hear some of the track mic. I was just listening for a second. I mean, Crosby saying, "Hey, I'm winning this stage. Those 10 points are mine. Good luck, guys, fighting for 9 points, 8 points, 7 points behind me. I'm going to get tires at this stage break. I don't care. I'm going for it. See ya."
Yeah, absolutely. He's a man on a mission, and I was going to say 24 when we come around across the start finish line. It's going to be lap 25, 5 laps to the second stage break, and I mean John Crosby is not looking back.
Yeah, and don't know if you guys heard me on the broadcast or not. Todd Prawn is not racing tonight. He was in 6th place. I think he's probably got some points stashed away. He can get a down night, no issues. I think I called his name out earlier. He is not racing tonight as well. Not racing all weekend.
Yeah, Todd Prawn's another one of those, really, really good drivers. Love to watch him race.
And still 13 cars. Yep, go ahead. 13 cars on the lead lap. Take it.
I was just going to allude to the fact that everybody is pretty well just single file. I mean, we got the battle right here for 3rd and 4th between Max and Jamie Howell, but everybody's just kind of single file right now and just kind of racing lines and just trying to get to the end of this, get to the stage break, hit the pits, make their stop, do what they got to do, and get back out on the track and make the long run for the end of the race.
Yeah, and our awesome producer, Damon, I mean, I know we closed the pits with 2 to go. It's going to be interesting. Does Max try to pull the same shenanigans, or does he say, "Hey, I got some stage points here. I better take them because I'm in 4th in points, and stage points matter. They certainly add up."
Indeed, they do.
And we just sent Jonathan down to get some coffee at the grandstands. Sorry, Jonathan, just making a little joke there while we're waiting for this yellow to come out, and we're going to close the pits first.
Absolutely, and I was gonna say you're right. The stage points definitely do matter. When you're trying to make a run for that championship, but I talked to Max a little bit last week, and I think he even said in his interview that you know, he wasn't really so much concerned about the stage points because the points at the end of the race and getting the win come out to more than what the stage points would be. But if you win two sets of stage points and win the race, then it's really going to start to add up.
Yeah, that's why John is dominating right now. I mean, it was beginning of the race 377 to 358 over Hunter, who's currently not in the race. He's collecting stage points and wins.
Got one back towards the back, getting into the wall a little bit and shooting down the bottom of the track. Right now we've got, looks like Howell passing Ben Kuhn for that second place spot, and Judson Curtis back up in the mix now.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, we're rooting for him today. We're hoping he does good, but stage points to him don't matter, right? So he's finding a strategy to finish as high as he can tonight in this race, and right now he's pushing it.
It's going to be John Crosby who will get the win on the stage. Ben Kuhn in second, Judson Curtis in third, Brandon Hinton moving up above Jamie Howell to get into fourth, and then Jamie Howell in fifth, Max Dinda in sixth, Mark Holloway in seventh, Sean Dion in eighth, Thomas Ringer in ninth, and Jonathan Geist in 10th. That'll round out the top 10. And
and Crosby just put them all on notice. Hey guys, I'm 3.5 seconds in front of you. Good luck. Oh, Max just got in a wall. Luckily, can't see the black and white machine. 50.
That's going to be Mark Holloway.
Yeah, he checked up. Good thing. Didn't get an early caution, but we are going to its stage break soon.
Absolutely, and it's going to be stage break right here as Crosby crosses and we get the yellow flag. They're going to dip down into the pits and get all this sorted out. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. Yep, I will too.
Sorry, I heard you, but push to talk, I couldn't respond. Max is downstairs. Dad, you're lagging me out. I'm like, dude, you have the YouTube broadcast, you got streaming stuff up. Like, shut it all down, dude.
Wait, what? He's blaming you, even though he's watching the race and everything while trying to stream with bad internet connection?
Yeah, he was like, Dad, you're killing me. And I'm like, dude, drop all this stuff. I missed it. Did Tom not pit? Tom may have taken fuel only.
I'm not sure. We all went to the bathroom.
Yep, because these guys don't have cautions.
I don't want to say it, but we're back double wide. Yeah, ready.
I love it.
Well, DES race fans, we are back with you. Apparently, we never left, but yeah, a little behind the scenes action there for you. So we are going to be going live here, or going green here in just a moment. But one thing that we noticed, and you probably heard us mention it, is Thomas Ringer is in second place. So either didn't pit, or he did not take anything but fuel. How do you think that's going to play out for him there, Jeff?
Well, I've watched Tom enough to know, as pace cars off, we're going to go green. Tom's a rookie to any type of racing, and so whatever he did, 2 tires, fuel only, he's going to hang with these guys as long as he can.
Absolutely. And John Crosby with a heck of a jump right there, jumping out pretty good, getting a 0.3 of a second lead, and I mean just growing it quickly over the rest of the field. Brandon Hinton now trying to move up into second, get the pass on Ringer, but Ringer's going to do a pretty good job of defending against Hinton. And we got one down here on the low side. That's going to be the 35 of Judson Curtis, and he's going to try to get around Brandon Hinton here. So I mean, they're coming out tough, trying to make moves right here in the front of this pack, as Judson Curtis does get around Brandon Hinton and looking to put some pressure now on Thomas Ringer. But John Crosby is still just steadily pulling away, growing that lead now to 0.7 of a second plus. And I mean, he's putting on a clinic like he does week in and week out.
Yeah, and y'all might have caught the live mic. We weren't sure what Tom did. He could have taken 2 tires and fuel and made that move. He could have taken fuel only, but I doubt it. He probably took 2 right sides, fuel, and he's hanging in there. I mean, Brandon almost made a pass on him, but he's hanging tough.
Old New Kids on the Block song there, hanging tough.
Yeah, I won't sing because A, I can't, B, it's copyright infringement.
Yeah, it's the same here. I mean, if I sing, everybody's ears will start bleeding. Brandon Hinton getting back around Judson Curtis, and Judson going to slide right back down to the bottom side. Look to make a move again around. They're shifting back and forth on each other right now.
Yeah, and Crosby just scraped the wall a little bit, but the pack behind him, they're fighting tough, and just a little side note, looks like Max gave up with the internet issues we are currently experiencing in our household.
Yeah, I hate to see that. I hate to see Max go down due to internet, but I got to give him props for having the heart to get out and try.
And it's so bad for me when I just pulled up YouTube again since Max is out, losing all the chat. But if you got a chat comment, somebody you're in for, let's hear about it. We will talk about your favorite driver when we can and very much often.
Absolutely. That's one thing I always do is I always try to keep that chat box open. That way, when somebody does make a comment, we can let everybody know what you got to say. We appreciate the comments because without you guys watching, hey, we can't do this.
Yeah, and I noticed Judson made a pass on Tom Ringer. Looks like the second golden ticket was Jamie Howell's looking to make a move also on Tom. Still curious to find out what Tom's strategy was there. Maybe he'll finish in the top 3. We can ask him.
Yeah, that would be great. Right now we are a lap 36, and it'll go to 37 this time around. Judson Curtis still holding strong in second. Thomas Ringer in third. Jamie Howell in fourth. So there comes Jamie Howell right there, trying to make that push to get around Ringer again. And I'm going to tell you what, they're just battling it hard right there in that top group there.
Yeah, when I got lucky enough to get my golden ticket, I kind of hung it out and back. It was a track I jumped into, wasn't really familiar with, but I love watching these guys fight third and fourth with their tickets, saying we are going for it, gentlemen.
Yeah, and right there, you see Ringer makes a pass back on Howell, and Brandon Hinn's like, "Hey, I'm glad you guys are fighting it out here. That's giving me time to catch up, and now I'm going to try to put my name in the mix here."
Yeah, just talking a little strategy. I mean, we had the stage break at 30 plus 2 laps of caution, so 48 to go to the end. It's gonna be interesting to see who pits early, who runs a little long. I know Tom sometimes likes to run a little long to see if he can catch a break with a caution, but John Crosby, Jesse Curtis, Tom Ringer, Jamie Howell, and Brandon Hinton in the top 5.
Yeah, and folks, I know Joe said 48. It's 42 laps to go.
Yeah, sorry. I meant just from the stage break. And I didn't pull my calculator out, so...
Jamie Howell and Thomas Ringer doing a good job of holding that third and fourth spot there. Judson Curtis, though, is just kind of growing a lead between him and them, the way that John Crosby has done for himself to the rest of the pack.
Yeah, and these guys are battling just like they did in the last race to earn this entry. And, it's always interesting. I mean, we run a small field premiere. You have to apply, you have to qualify. There's scrutiny involved to get into this league, but anyone who wins the previous race, top 3 podium, they get entries as well. And I love it when we get new guys running with these guys and showing their mettle, showing their worth, why they belong here.
Indeed. And these two are showing that they definitely belong here, running in third and fourth, right behind John Crosby and Judson Curtis. And I'm going to tell you, they're running third and fourth in a tough pack because you got Brandon Hinton right there. You got Judson Curtis in front of him, Mark Holloway, Sean Dion, Thomas Long, Brian Sousa, Ben Kuhn, Geist, Burley. These guys are all good. Without the internet issues, Max would still be up there fighting for it. So, I mean, these guys are all very accomplished drivers. And like you said, these two showing their mettle and their worth. They're sticking in there and they're holding it out and they're battling just like everybody else is.
Yeah, just a little side note. There was a couple months ago doing a broadcast talking about Tom Ringer. He was premier before, so Tom certainly knows how to race with these guys. The first time I did a race with Tom Ringer at that, what is this guy? His last name is Ringer. Was this Jimmy Johnson's all? Like, come on, he's too good. And he's showing it right now. Swinging it in front of the 002 car, Jamie Howell. Tom's a really good racer.
Absolutely, he is. I've watched him both from the booth and from the truck in the legacy races, and anytime I'm lucky enough to get up close to him, I try to mimic what he's doing because I know that that's going to help make me a better driver.
Yeah, and as we're talking about these guys, I mean, John is 2.5 second lead over Judson. Judson's no stranger to running right there with John Crosby, and it's just it's amazing. We always joke it's a John Crosby show. We pull a feed in on him, just out on a leisurely pace. Not to mention I'm 2 seconds over second place. I'm just having fun. Let's go.
Yeah, John Crosby, he gets up there in that clean air and he takes advantage of it. He runs his line. He runs a very consistent, very smooth line. Doesn't make many mistakes. And I go back to a line that is one of my favorites from the movie Top Gun. It's the Iceman. You make a mistake, and he's going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I totally love that line. Watching these guys, Brandon Hinton pulling up on the 002 machine. 2 gets a little sideways, but Brandon, he's going to try to make a move. Let's see if he can pull it off on the inside. He certainly does.
Oh yeah, he makes that run down low, comes back up high. But now Howell is going to take the low side and going to try to scoop right back around Brandon Hinton.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to self-promote, I'm a teammate of Brandon's. He runs his own little feed. I love watching some of his videos because he does a little commentary. Somehow his pit boss and crew chief, they're hilarious, and love watching Brandon's videos on his YouTube feed.
Absolutely. And to get that, he uses the Jimmy Johnson voice pack from or for iRacing, and that's his spotter in iRacing. And then he also runs crew chief to get the added effect there. So I have gone back to try that myself with crew chief and the Jimmy Johnson spotter pack, and you get a lot more information that way. You really do.
Oh, we got a crash in the pits.
That looks like
Ben Kuhn.
Yeah, that looks like Ben Kuhn going down.
He's looking for a black flag clear, but no caution because he was a solo spin into pit road. That's going to really hurt Ben. I think he's going to stay on a lead lap if he can get out of pits. So we're watching these guys up front right now. Ben is only 29 seconds down, so it looks like maybe he's going to clear out of there.
Yeah, he's probably going to go in and assess and see how much damage he got. He might go a lap down here. And Tom Ringer has gone 2 laps down, I just noticed.
He was, when they showed Ben sliding into pit road, I saw Tom in pits. Not sure if he had any damage or, maybe he's got a family event going on, saying, I'm out, guys. But he's still in pits right now as we're watching on live feed.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because he was doing so good running up there around second, third, and fourth, and Mark Holloway getting a little loose and getting into the wall right there.
Yeah, just seeing pits right now. Tom, he may have had something else going on. Maybe running a little late. He's kind of parked there. Ben is also sitting behind him. He's got a lap down.
Currently, we have John Crosby, 1.5 seconds in front of Judson Curtis. So Judson's closing that gap a little bit. Brandon Hinton third, Jamie Howell in fourth, and Mark Holloway rounding out the top 5. And as you can see from the pullback here in the chopper view, everybody's kind of getting spread out, and they're making that run. That's part of what makes these green runs, these long green runs like this, is they get that spread between them, and it gives everybody room to run their lines. But one of the things about Pocono, and this is something that we haven't mentioned about this track yet, it is an extremely wide track.
Yeah, just a side note for Judson. It wasn't but a couple of weeks ago we were doing a broadcast, and Judson's missed a couple of races. He's fallen back in points. He's currently in 13th before the start of the race. And that race, I believe Judson won the race and said, "Hey, I got nothing to lose. Let's go for it." And I kind of got that same feeling tonight about Judson. Won't be surprised if he finishes in the top three. That maybe gives John a little push here at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Judson's a very fast driver, and I mean, right now he can run the pace to catch up with Crosby. But as we round out now, we're 20 laps or 10, almost 20 laps from the last stage break. These guys are going to need to be thinking about fuel pretty soon.
Yeah, and who's going to come in early? We're looking at the. Jamie's not fighting for points, so he's got options.
Mark Holloway getting a little loose into the wall, and good control there, though. Good on him to maintain control of that vehicle and not get into anybody.
Yeah, we don't expect to see any cautions here. Not to throw that word out, but these guys are going to make green flag stops, so it's going to be interesting to see who comes early. I think Jamie Howell has the most options of any of these drivers on what he decides to do to try to catch a podium.
Absolutely. Howell's got the options. Hendon's got options. I mean, everybody's got their options, but it is going to be interesting to see who's going to try to undercut Crosby, or is Crosby going to lead the pack in?
Yeah, and we were 30. Yep, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
It was 32 when we came out green. It's currently 48. We're in the 80. It's gonna be it's gonna be pretty interesting to see who goes first.
It is, and I was gonna just say that if Crosby hits pit lane first before anybody else, the rest of the pack is surely gonna follow.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting, right? Because with the lack of cautions, if you run long, what are the odds of a caution coming out to kind of capitalize on that? It's pretty low. So he comes in, they may all come with him. And with Judson in second, right? I mean, John comes in first and Judson takes the next lap. I love that view of our sky cam there. He has the opportunity to really push that pit stop.
Absolutely, he does. And I'm just looking down, and Ben Kuhn is 5 laps down, so I think Ben has also called it a night now.
Yeah, and I see Brandon just went a lap down, so I don't know if he pulled into in the pits. Brandon, I didn't see any issues, so he may have been the first one in to come in. Oh, and I see Brandon texting in our chat. He's been having some internet issues as well. He may have just bonked out.
Man, it's unfortunate to see some of these top drivers having to dip out because of internet issues tonight. And, I think, I know you made the joke about it, that internet issues across the nation, but that may be the fact.
Yeah, and I know Brandon got a new computer. He ran fine for about 3 weeks and then just started having issues. Thought he got all cleared up. I'm like, I'm chatting with him independently. I believe he had another glitch. And I hate that for guys like Brandon.
Absolutely. I hate that for any of these guys, to be honest. I mean, these are all good guys. They're all good drivers. They're all willing to help anybody that asks. And, I hate to see unfortunate things happen like that.
Yeah, and my issues tonight were internet ISP related. Brandon's are computer related. I know he just got a sweet machine, and it's been glitchy. Unfortunate event for Brandon. So sorry, Brandon.
John Crosby is now just over a second in front of Judson Curtis. Oh, and he's extended it back out now. But Judson Curtis is working really hard to try to narrow that gap between himself and John Crosby. Howell 3 seconds behind John Crosby. That's going to put him about maybe 2.5 seconds behind Judson Curtis. And then to round it out, we've got Mark Holloway in fourth, Thomas Long in fifth, Sean Dion in sixth, Brian Sousa in seventh, Chuck Burley in eighth, and Jonathan Geist in ninth. And everybody else behind that, Brandon Hinton, Ben Kuhn, Thomas Ringer, Max Stenda, and Charles Connor, all out of the race at this point.
Yeah, and you know, my guess is Brandon will probably get it back, maybe try to finish the race. Maybe he's frustrated. Totally get it. You know, one of the things I love about our league is we ran fixed setups, right? So none of these guys have any advantage of paying for a service to get a specialized setup. These guys are all running the same stuff. You can change your wheel, brake ratios, right? But for the most part, these guys are all running the same equipment. So it comes down to the drivers to show what we got. And here comes Judson. You know, he's closing that gap on John. I'm going to be surprised we have some pits here pretty quick.
Yeah, you know, Crosby sees him coming down behind him. And this may push Crosby into the pits earlier than he would like, just to try and get back out and get that gap back on some fresh tires. As we are now lap 53 of 80, just under 30 laps to go.
Yeah, and Judson's really making that low line work. I haven't been paying attention, but my guess is he's been saving a little bit, and he's definitely catching up to John.
Absolutely, you know, and that may be what John Crosby had gotten so far out in front. You know, Judson may have just been hanging back, saving material, and that way he could try to make a push on John Crosby. But he has narrowed that gap down now to just over 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, and I hate to say he's in a catbird seat, but he's either A, going to make a move on John for the lead, or B, he can wait and see what John does and make his decision in terms of pitting.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'd love to see the Whataburger machine come in with a top three finish and get Judson up here in the booth. But right now, it looks like that could be the case, as he is really chomping down on the back bumper of John Crosby. Back behind that, though, you have Howell, who is about 3 seconds behind him, and then behind Howell, the rest of the pack is a little over 7 seconds behind.
Yeah, and every time you mention that Whataburger car, it makes me hungry. I think I missed dinner tonight, so I'll be eating a late dinner, but we got a tight pack here as we're watching the feed. It's going to be really interesting to see when these guys decide to pit.
Absolutely. 55 laps in. We got about 25 laps to go here.
And this pack is 4 to 7, and they're getting tight. It's going to be. I just thought I heard somebody. Yeah, John Crosby's going to come in. See what if Judson falls him or stays out one lap. Oh, they're all screaming tires coming in.
Yeah, they're all like, oh, race leader going down the pit road. Let's go. Got a couple staying out though.
Yeah,
looks like Brian Sousa.
Yep, and if you're a little bit back in the pack, no harm, no foul, staying out for a lap or two. These guys are going to come out in a pretty tight pack. You may get lucky.
So right now we know that Crosby and Judson are going to both take tires and fuel. And it looks like everybody's taking
race off,
taking fuel and.
Yep.
And it looked like Mark Holloway had a little trouble getting himself lined up there, and kind of fell back to the end of the pack coming out.
Yeah, he came in a little bit later. Might have missed his stall there by a few feet. And Brian Souza, Chuck Burley, Jonathan Geis stayed out. So let's see how this plays out. I mean, they're hoping for a caution, which we have not seen other than our stage breaks.
Yeah, and it's interesting that there's a 3 at the back of the pack for us. Now we got a couple of them coming down. Chuck Burley is in the pits, and looks like Geist.
Yeah, and so I think it leaves Brian out 28 seconds in front of our leaders. I mean, I don't believe he can make it to the end, but he's probably hoping that some of these guys get mixed up.
Absolutely. And, Crosby's on fresh tires. He is going to make a move in on Sousa quick, but Sousa now coming down pit road.
Yeah, he's coming in. I think he realized probably low odds of caution.
And here comes the 73 of John Crosby.
Yeah, we're going to cycle through John Crosby, Judson Curtis, Thomas Long, Jamie Howell. Haven't paid attention to the 23 machine. He kind of jumped a few spots there. Did he stay out? I wasn't paying attention.
I don't think Long stayed out. I think Thomas Long went in. I just think that, with that mix-up with Mark Holloway having a slow entrance into the pit and getting out behind, I think that's where Thomas Long picked up some of his spots from.
Yeah, good move by him if that's what happened. I mean, and John has gained, 1.4, 1.5 seconds over Judson. So, good pit stop by John Crosby.
Absolutely. You put Crosby on fresh tires, and he's gonna put some tires to work for sure. But now too, we did see Judson Curtis save earlier and then make a push later on. So let's see if he makes a push like that now. Tries to save and then makes a push after Crosby's had a chance to wear down his a little bit.
Yeah, and I know John's not going to wear him down too much, but don't discount Judson to make a move at the end. Something else I'm looking at. Thomas Long, Jamie Howell, Sean Dion, Mark Holloway. They're in a really tight pack, 3rd through 6th. So, we got a chance for Jamie in a booth for sure, but some of our other premier drivers as well can. All of these guys have a shot, 3rd through 6th, 7th to make it to podium.
I'm not going to do it, even though it hit my head. John Crosby's lead now down to 0.8 of a second as Judson Curtis is pushing in on the backside of Crosby. Crosby's got to be sitting there thinking, man, I wish this guy would just go away. But
yeah, it was just like a couple weeks ago where like we were talking, Judson's got nothing to lose, right? He's down in points. He missed a few races. He can go for it, right? John, if Judson gets on his bumper, John may have to give, right? Because Judson's like, I got nothing to lose. I'm going to go for it.
And Judson Curtis right now matching John Crosby's every move. I mean, it's almost like he's shadowing him, for OJT on the job training, and he's trying to push Crosby to make a mistake. Yeah,
and just to point out, I mean, talking about points, Judson, he's fallen behind a little bit, missing a few races. He's currently in 13th, but finishing first gets you 5 extra points on second place, right? So he's on his bumper. He's trying to make the move, right? And with Ben, Max, Brandon having issues, Hunter not in the race, Judson's trying to get his way up into that top 8 in points.
Absolutely. It's not like it was a couple of weeks ago where he has nothing to lose. Right now, he's got a lot to gain.
Yep. And he is hugging he's making a move on the inside. If he can pull this off on the corner, we got a little bit of glitchiness from my end, probably not on the feed. And he makes a move.
It's glitching a little bit there, but he cleanly gets to the inside and makes the move around Crosby. And I mean, he is just, he is moving.
Yeah, and I'm just watching. I think Ben has come back on track. It looks like Brandon is. I don't know if he's come back on track as well, but you know, congrats to Judson for making that move, and John leading the points. There's no reason to fight him. We got a gaggle back here. These 4 cars are on top of each other. 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, that's going to be Sean Dion, Mark Holloway, Brian Sousa, and Jamie Howell, who is holding in fourth and just not giving up.
Yeah, and someone else with nothing to lose, right? I mean, if I'm Sean, Todd, and I'm seeing the 002 car, he's going to gun it, right? He's got nothing to lose. He's trying to get on our end of session feed, finishing top 3.
Mark Holloway getting a little bit loose again. This track, it's forgiving, but it's not overly forgiving. You still can get loose here.
Yeah, the funny thing is 3 is quote unquote the easiest corner, right? I mean, you've got a lot of ability to make. Sorry, 2, not 3. 2 is kind of your best spot to kind of go for it, but again, if you miss on 1 and 3 on the exit, you're toast. Man, I love watching these guys. There's 4 cars. I mean, obviously Thomas is just a hair ahead of them, but it's a tight pack.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a tight pack, and right back behind that, you got another little pack. I mean, they're just.
I'm laughing because I'm hearing the track mic, not seeing who was saying it. I thought it was John Crosby.
In the fence.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was John Crosby saying that.
Oh man. Oh, it's Crosby and Ben Kuhn that are chattering back and forth over the apparently a baby in the fence. Man, wow.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to laugh. I mean, Ben's fighting it out. We're still hearing him talk. He's past Brandon now with his issues. Oh my gosh, these guys are hilarious.
They are, and that's why we like these guys so much. Not only are they, the top racers, but they've also all got pretty good personalities.
Yeah, I mean, there aren't many watching right now. Some of these guys are going to watch this replay. We're laughing our butts off. The funny thing is, we're watching this feed. 3 through 6 are all within a second of each other, and there's going to be some action here. I'm not going to be surprised if someone decides to make a move in these last 14, 13 laps.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. And this is a time where you could see somebody make a mistake and put the rest of the pack in jeopardy and pull out a caution. But a lot of it's going to come down to how patient each driver can be, and trying to make the right time to make the move.
Yeah, and the broadcasters don't want to jinx this. We're not rooting for a caution, but right now, if a caution came out, boy, this would be a pretty exciting finish. But it's exciting watching these guys right now because I'm not going to root for anybody, but Mr. Howe, he's fighting, and I love to see a golden ticket winner fight. This is amazing.
Absolutely. Man, Judson Curtis, once he got past Crosby, he just put the hammer down and he started playing Crosby's game and extending that lead.
Yeah, and not to talk about points too much, but with Crosby being way out of the lead, he's 10 seconds, he's 9 seconds right ahead of the guys behind him. So he's probably saving a little bit. If he can make a move at the end, he will. but at the same time, P2 finish for John Crosby is nothing to get disappointed about.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, when you lead stage one, you win stage two, and you get a second place finish. I mean, that's still going to keep him sitting pretty in the points. Right now, we've got somebody trying to make a move. Sean Dion dipping to the low side of Jamie Howell, trying to make that move, and he's going to come up and get a little bit loose on the wall. Him and Mark Holloway both hitting the wall and getting loose there, and that's going to allow Jamie Howell to extend a gap along with the 23 of Thomas Long.
Yeah, sometimes you're following that car in front of you, you follow them into the wall, right? And that's kind of what just happened there. But, still the 002 James Bond sub-agent, we like to call them. He's, I would not be shocked if he makes a move here in the next couple of laps.
You mentioned the fact that you follow somebody into the wall usually when it happens. Me and you have joked about that a lot on the track. Hey man, don't lead me into the wall.
It happens. I mean, because if you're right on their bumper, you can't see anything other than the car in front of you, and you're just following them. Judson's still 8/10 out in front of John. We still have that tight pack, 3 through 6, 7. Even Chuck Burley is now catching up to this pack with those guys scraping along.
Yeah, Chuck Burley's catching up, but Jonathan Geist is just, 27. I mean, he's almost in jeopardy of going a lap down at this point.
Yeah, and as our producer chimes in, Crosby's he's kind of catching up. He was probably saving a little bit there. He's not going to jeopardize P2, but if he can make a move on Judson, he will certainly do it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he loves nothing more than to win both stages and the race. But Judson Curtis is not going to give it up easily.
Can we get a little in-car? I don't know. Who's the best one? 73, maybe the 2-car? Get a little in-car feed of one of these guys battling. Oh, there's our live look.
Yeah, that's the look from inside John Crosby's car, looking down the bumper of Judson Curtis.
And I said that. Well, let this play out for a second. Back from our live in-car. Took a little bit of a break, so we're just going to talk a little bit about last season. Last season, the last race in Premier was crazy. I was kind of the third, fourth wheel in the broadcast booth, and John Crosby actually won last season, but it wasn't an easy points calculation. John literally between stage points and his finish, it was a 1-point differential between 1 to 3rd for the finish of the Premier for the trophy, and John Crosby won it last season. Justin Curtis, Hunter Davis, but man, it was amazing watching that last race. And John is He's a second behind ish Justin Curtis, but watching this gaggle back here, I mean, these guys are all fighting and again, not rooting for you, Jamie, but if you get in the broadcast, let's go.
You mentioned being a third wheel in the booth for that race. That was actually the first race that I got to call with TESI Racing, was the Premier Series Championship from last season, and getting to see John Crosby get that win and being in the booth was a special moment.
No, and it was crazy because when they all finished, no one knew who was first, and I'm trying to do the live points, watching YouTube, who finished where, trying to add them up in a spreadsheet, and John literally snuck that out by the hair of his teeth, and he's showing this season he's kind of dominating in points, and he's not going to risk it for the biscuit tonight, but won't be surprised at the end if he gives Judson a run.
Yeah, he'll give Judson a run, but it's with the points. He's saying he's made a statement this season that I won it by 1 point last year, not this year. I'm going to win it by a lot more.
And the funny thing is, there's some bonus points for fastest lap to carry over the playoffs, but these guys all kind of reset. So, John, even if he has a 30, 40-point gap on second place, we're going to reset here for the playoffs.
This is very true. Judson Curtis now extending that lead out to almost a second again over John Crosby, who is 12 seconds in front of Thomas Long, Jamie Howell, Sean Dion, Brian Sousa, Chuck Burley, Mark Holloway, and Jonathan Geist. That'll round out the field. I'm not sure, is Ben still out on the track? Have you noticed, Jeff?
Yeah, I believe he is. I heard him talking. He's only 8 laps down. If he parked, he would have been more laps down, kind of close to Brandon. So, yeah, Ben's still out there.
So, Jonathan Geist in ninth place will be the end of everybody that's on the lead lap. And John Crosby just coming around that corner real fast and hot and trying to move in on Judson Curtis, but Curtis is now 1.2 seconds ahead. Sean Dion still battling with Howell here, wanting to get into that number 4 spot.
They're all asking right now about fuel. Justin's been saving. They just asked him if he had enough to make it. He said, I've been saving out front. Another point, listening to these guys talk, Thomas Long, I'm currently in P3. He's another guy. He's currently out of the playoffs, but, Thomas is also saying, hey, I got to get as many points as I can to try to make the top 8.
Yeah, Thomas Long is wanting to get as many points as he can. And, I think with Howell, he didn't have anything to lose, but he wants to prove that, next season he could be one to step up and make it into Premier. Sean Dion finally making that pass on Jamie Howell, moving himself into 4th place and putting Howell down into 5th.
Yeah, and this pack is still all on top of each other. Should I get a little door banging? That's okay. That's normal for racing. We've had 0 cautions called.
Jamie Howell going to shoot the gap right there. I'm sorry, I got to take over on that. Going to shoot the gap between Thomas Long and Sean Dion and try to make that push for 3rd. I mean, he's like, there it is. There's the tie up.
Oh, we are gone again. I got a caution.
Thomas Long, Sean Dion, Mark Holloway may have been tied up in that. Jamie Howell.
And I believe Brian Sousa, currently 11 points, is going to be the beneficiary of this incident. We got some commentating. Not sure who's who.
I think that might be Dion right there.
We're going to get a replay here. Not sure if we'll go to break because it's going to get exciting. We're shooting the gap. I believe that was a two car.
Yeah, that's going to be Howell.
Yep, and we got the. It gets a little loose into the 3 car. I mean, this goes back to what I said. These guys have nothing to lose, right? These guys are still talking on the bike. Don't blame Jamie for making a move.
Yeah, that's going to cause quite a bit of damage to all three: Sean, Dion, Thomas Long, and Jamie Howell.
Yeah, beneficiary, Brian Sousa, Chuck Burley. Brian kind of cleared that hornet's nest. Chuck Burley as well.
And Jonathan Geist.
Yeah, so we're going to get a shootout. And that was not what Justin wanted to see. Let's see. I don't know if these guys are taking tires or if they're staying out. It's totally up to our producer if we want to take a break or if we want to stay live through this. Some cars in the pits, as expected.
welcome back, DES race fans. We are 3 laps to go. We're going to be 2 laps to go when we come around. Going to have a shootout here. John Crosby in first, Judson Curtis in second. John Crosby just beating Judson off. We've got the green flag, and Crosby's going to get a decent jump here, but Judson Curtis is right there with him. A little bit of a move up after that little wreck. Jonathan Geist moved up into fourth as he had a good exit on the pits. Brian Sousa now in second as he gets around Judson Curtis, making a battle here. So now we got a 3-way battle going up into the front as we are 2 laps to go. Man, this is going to be an exciting finish, Jeff. I don't know.
Yeah, beneficiary from that last incident, Brian Sousa, currently in P3, holding strong, making a move on second place, and he's got it.
Yeah, he's going to slide down low, secure off that second place. But, you know, Judson's going to come low and try to take that back. He's not going to give it up easy. Mark Holloway has moved in front of Jonathan Geist for 4th place. John Crosby extending his lead now to almost 7/10 of a second. Running the high 6/10, now up to 7/10 of a second. And, I mean, he is just putting some distance between him and Judson Curtis as Judson is fighting with Brian Sousa.
Yeah, and you know, John is no surprise up front. Judson just made that move on Brian Sousa, so you know they just shook up second and third place. Mark Holloway, Jonathan Geist running in the top 5.
And you know, John Crosby loves to see that battle between Brian Sousa and Judson Curtis because that's keeping Judson off of his tail.
Yeah, and until that caution came out, I mean that was the battle, right, first and second, between Crosby and Curtis, but. These guys are coming down to the finish. We're going to let you wrap this up.
And as the race finishes, it's going to be John Crosby, I'm sorry, in first, Judson Curtis in second, and then we've got Brian Sousa in third, Mark Holloway in fourth, Jonathan Geist in fifth, and rounding it out, Chuck Burley in sixth, Brian Kuhn staying out 7 laps down, Sean Dion 5 laps down, Jamie Howell 5 laps down, and Thomas Long 1 lap down.
Yeah, we're going to bring these guys in our booth shortly. 60 took full advantage of that incident, finishing P3. Judson, no surprise, P2. John Crosby, love the guy. He's hilarious, finishing in P1. And we're going to bring these guys in the booth shortly.
Garbage in turn 2. Oh.
Brian Sousa,
I just got teleported.
Yeah, you did. Welcome to the booth. Congratulations on a P3 finish, man. What was going through your head when that wreck came out and you knew you had a chance to get yourself up there in the top 3?
Oh, yeah, I was thankful to make it through it for the most part, but
yeah, you definitely you definitely benefited from that. Indeed, getting a chance to make your way up. And what was your strategy coming out of the pits? I mean, was it did you take tires or did you just take fuel trying to get back out?
That was full 4 tires. Yeah, there was no way I wasn't trying for taking 2. There was no way it was going to be just a fuel stop. That last one was definitely going to be that, because if anybody behind you, took 4, they were just driving on by with that many laps on them. So
I can't tell you how many times. Go for it.
Go ahead.
No.
Oh, I was hoping to maybe be able to fend off Judson, but I know how fast he was. I was way better than him in 2, but yeah, he blew my doors off in 1, and yeah, 3 was kind of a toss up. So I knew that was going to be a tough one to try to hold him off, but
you definitely gave him a run for his money. That's for sure.
I'll make him work for it at least.
We're going to give a shout out to your logo that's showing up on my feed. Whiskey helps. I can't tell you how many times I'm behind you in a race. I see that sign. I reach for a shot of whiskey. I don't have it because it doesn't help in racing, but I love the logo. It's awesome. Congrats on P3.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, that was Brian Sousa, our third place finisher. Now we're going to pull up Judson Curtis and the 35 Whataburger machine, and make me hungry every time, Judson. Congratulations on P2, man. You fought hard. What was your mindset when that wreck happened? I know because
Dude, yeah, I didn't want to see it, man. I mean, it's racing, it is what it is. But you know, John had a fast truck, so congrats to John. And you know, I hated to see the caution, but I knew when the caution came out, I probably didn't have nothing for John. I didn't really have a good short run truck tonight. Definitely a long run truck. So just cards weren't in favor tonight.
absolutely. I mean, you know, you fought hard. You led a good bit of laps, 19 laps led. I heard there was a little bit of chatter between you and Crosby when you passed him. He said good, congrats on the win, and you say don't give me that bad juju, and then turn around and after the caution you say the same thing to him, and he's like, man, don't give me that bad juju. So
Dude, yeah, it's, I don't know. I feel like that's just kind of how the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So, you know, just got to roll with the punches, but we'll take it.
absolutely. Well, congratulations again on second place, man.
I appreciate it, fellas. That was a good race. I enjoyed it. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, that was Judson Curtis, and now we're going to get John Crosby show in the booth. John Crosby, congrats on another P1 finish.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, take us through those last couple of laps prior to the caution. I know that was what you definitely wanted to see, was that caution.
Absolutely, yeah. I was begging for it, but honestly, I wasn't even focused on the race. I knew I had nothing for Judson, so I was just driving around, really, just begging for a caution. But yeah, I thought 2 tires there was the answer, because I was getting tight in turn 1, and turn 3. So I thought taking 2 would really free it up in 1 and 3, and it just made it awful. So I was talking to Judson before he hopped in here, and he said that he would never have thought of it. So and I learned a lot.
Well, congratulations again on another first place finish here in the Premier League at Pocono. You're having a heck of a season, man, and glad to see it.
Yeah. So, and another thing, I won the Legacy race too, so it was a double tonight, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations on that too, man. Double win tonight.
I've been working towards that for a long time, so I know other people have done it, but that's been one of my goals for a while, so finally achieved it. So we got to set some more.
Congrats on the back-to-back. That's awesome. Thanks to those of us who were fighting for points in the earlier race, and you won it. So you don't qualify for that. But good job.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it, buddy.
All right, and that is John Crosby, our P1 winner of both the Legacy and the Premier races tonight here with DES Racing. Tomorrow night we'll have the next gens at Talladega, so come out and check in with us on that. And that'll do it here for us tonight here at Pocono and DES iRacing. Jeff, always great to have you in the booth with us. Damon, thank you for everything that you do. That's going to do it for us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.